All right, we're back. We're going to finish up the butterfly and tulips. So a couple of things that I did, wasn't quite happy with the way I had left it. So I went in, I kind of blended the edges of the handwriting sheets of tissue paper with some white to kind of make it not be quite so straight. And then I went back in with some of the background color, which was the yellow and the white mixed together, and kind of went over the white, kind of blended it all in. I added some more color to the tulips, some more orange. I really like that. And then I had stamped the three butterflies actually, and one of them, I thought I had this brilliant idea. I was gonna kind of color in a little bit with the orange, and it looked awful. So I painted over it with some white paint, got some more of the background color, kind of blended it over. You can still see it just a little bit, but you have to know that's what that is to look for it, because we also see bits of the handwriting tissue paper showing through, so it doesn't really look like there was a butterfly under there. Then, to add a little bit of special effect for the background, I took some bubble wrap and I painted over it with some white paint and kind of tapped it around and added a little extra texture to dimension to the background. And I really like how this has turned out. The other thing I did was I got some markers that I had on hand. I had some acrylic markers and I had some Sharpie markers. I went in and I kind of added all on one side of the stems and the leaves. I added little bits of color to that. And then I took some of the green paint that's in the kit for this painting, and I did added on the other side from where I had drawn the lines with the markers. So it really gave the leaves and the stems some dimension, and I think it looks, I like it. It's intentionally supposed to look a little wonky. It's very different from the basic painting I did with the kit, with the instructions that are included in that. So like I said, you could take the same painting and do it 10 times and you're going to come up with 10 different things. Even if you don't do the mixed media, even if you just stick with the basic kit, you're going to come out with different different looking paintings. And to me, this one looks more like a tulip. That looks more like a tulip. That's more of a poppy kind of thing. So another thing I was kind of thinking about was some sequins. Would I want to glue some sequins on? I've got some yellow sequins I could put in the butterfly's wings. I have some orange sequins I could glue on top of the tulip. I could maybe make one line going down of the orange sequins, and I don't want to necessarily cover the whole flower in sequins, although you could do that too, but maybe like just a line on there, and maybe just a couple of pieces on the butterfly. A couple of yellow ones there would look kind of cool. And so there's really no limit to what you can do. I think that actually could look kind of pretty there. And I think I'm really impressed with the sequins on the tulip. So I think I'm going to glue those down. But I think instead of putting them kind of in the middle, I'm going to put them maybe along an edge. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. And these were all sequins I got at Dollar Tree. I also bought some at a thrift store the other day. It was a whole box full of sequins and all the little spangles. And so let's move these to the side just a little bit. I'm gonna take my paper plate that I did the Mod Podge. Take a little bit of Mod Podge. I'm just gonna kind of go right down the line there. Basically, this is serving as glue. And I'm just going to pick up the little sequins and add them. Scoot that one in. This will dry clear. Let me find one more orange one to put on the end. Kind of tap them down a little bit. So, yeah, I like that. I don't think I'm going to put it on the butterfly, so let me just kind of move those off out of the way. But I think I'm going to take a little Mod Podge and paint me a little line there and get some of the orange sequins and put along there. So I had the brilliant idea of dumping all the sequins into one container. Now I wish I hadn't have done that. So it's all right. It just makes me have to dig for them. Not a problem. Okay. All right. Oops. That came up. Okay. Needs a little more Mod Podge right there to stick. So in this case, we're using Mod Podge to use the glue. One thing I did before I did this last night before putting the sequins on top. You want to save things like the sequins, anything that adds like 3D effect. You want to wait and save that for the very last. So yesterday I took the Mod Podge and I did a coat over the whole painting. Once I was done with all the paint, all the markers, the bubble wrap, making the dots, everything I wanted to do, nothing else, I did one whole coat of Mod Podge to kind of seal it all in. And then that's when you can go back, after that's dried, use the same Mod Podge as a glue, and you can add sequins, buttons, lace, anything like that, but you're not going to want to put Mod Podge over the top of those. So using it only as a glue. So I think that is a cool effect there. And you can see the extra butterflies. They just kind of look like maybe they're back off in the distance. And I pronounce this painting to be through. So I hope you enjoyed, and you could keep going as far as you want to, adding different elements to your mixed media painting. So thank you for being here with me, and looking forward to painting with you again. Bye-bye.